My name's Gabriel Piemonte, and I'm a candidate for the position of 5th Ward Alderman. I want to talk to you today about an event that we're having tomorrow, May 5th, Saturday, from 2 to 5:30. It's an open house. We're calling it a grand community opening. And we want to show off what we've been doing in our campaign headquarters. We moved in here in late February, just right after my announcement of my intent to run. And we've been doing some work that's sort of the behind-the-scenes work, but we've also been thinking a lot about how this space could be different from a traditional campaign space. We feel like campaign headquarters tend to be dull and dry and not welcoming, and that's a problem not just in terms of, somebody running for office could be very practical about what they're trying to accomplish in their campaign headquarters, but it kind of reflects where they may end up if they're successful in terms of what a ward office can look like. And my feeling generally is that ward offices are pretty awful in terms of just being a place to sit and hang out and engage in conversation around political issues. And I think it's really a shame. There's no reason why you have to feel a little depressed about the environment you're in when you're sitting somewhere waiting to ask for help with a block club party or a charity that you're involved in. You should be inspired to some extent when you go into political spaces, and I think that that's something that we've lost over the years, and I don't see any reason why we shouldn't try to introduce some of that into the campaign. And then one hopes that that influences everybody, but the other thing is that it also can set the stage for what a ward office would look like with me as alderman. There are other spaces, parts of this space that I've described in other videos, but I'm really wanting to focus on this area because I think when I say that that ward offices and campaign headquarters are not particularly exciting, I'm talking about for grown-ups. You can imagine then what they're like for young, very, very young people. So we're trying to at least address that a little bit. There are consequences to having a person as very, very old as myself organize this sort of thing. We think that a great book that'd be a lot of fun for young people is Little House on the Prairie. Well, my friends who are my age say, "Oh, I remember reading that." I'm not sure young people would be as excited about that. However, I am open to suggestion and direction, and certainly everything here isn't from long, long ago. I think Goodnight Moon is a popular children's book that we have here that might appeal to people a little younger than myself who want to do some reading. I'm not sure how old The Runaway Bunny is, but I do feel like I can recall my niece and my nephews enjoying that book. So I think that there are some options here that younger folks might actually like. We have something here that's a Peanuts book, and we have some other options here as well. But in addition to reading, which is so important, we have other ways for young people to enjoy themselves. We have building blocks, different sorts of building blocks. We have Play-Doh. I've been emphatically warned against introducing Play-Doh to any group of young people in this kind of an environment because I'm told it's going to get into rugs, it's going to be a mess. I think that's probably true, but I also think that grown-ups can be just so very boring that anything you can do to entertain somebody who has to kind of endure your endless talking and your grown-upness, you should do. So I think Play-Doh might be risky, but it's worth the risk. We have crayons, glue, paper, tape, markers, just lots of things for young people to be engaged with. And I'm telling you about all of this because I think sometimes politicians will say anything to get you into a room, including Kids Welcome. Kids Welcome can mean bring your children so that I can have a conversation with you. If that's what it takes for me to have a conversation with you, bring them. I want you to understand that if I say your children are welcome here, your nieces, nephews, whoever you have along with you, that I mean they're literally welcome, that we have things that we think they would enjoy doing. We have other areas for people of other ages as well. Overall, we're trying to make sure we're accommodating a bunch of different people in different ways that they might want to be in a space in order to get a conversation happening across generations, across different kinds of backgrounds, because this is really what we need to do. In order to really make a difference in our communities, we have to bring everybody in to our decision making and to our conversations. And so that means just being aware of the needs that different folks have. So I say all that to say, please, if you're thinking about coming tomorrow, do not let the presence of a young person in your plans for the day in any way stop you from coming by. I think they might actually have not a bad time. And we'd love to talk to you. We'd love to find out what you think matters in our community and how we can make things better. Stop by. It's May 5th, Saturday, from 2 to 5:30. Any time in there that you can stop by, we'd love to see you. 2136 East 71st Street. We want you to come by. We want you to be heard. We want to make a difference in the way things are done. And we think that this is a kind of, in a way, it's a lighthearted step in that direction, but in another way, it's very serious. And so we'd like you to come out for some serious talk about politics and some serious enjoyment of each other in our company.